So it's Sunday evening. I haven't really taken any video at all today. We did very much the same as yesterday in terms of lots of cycling. I don't want to bore you with the same old thing. But it's 2 weeks in, it's day 14 of my vlog. I know I've still got a lot of editing to do with a few old ones, but I'm trying to now just keep up at least with the daily vlogs. So being day 14, it's now quite late. It's just gone 9 o'clock on Sunday evening. It's been a full-on day, full-on weekend. Rupert's in bed, all prepped for the week ahead, nice and organised. But I wanted to bring a bit of a self-help type vlog today. Thanks to all of those that have read some of my vlogs already. I've only really just started putting it out on Instagram and Twitter and stuff, so I wanted to get a few up there first. I've had a bit of feedback, so appreciate that. Any of your thoughts is welcome. But one thing is crystal clear is that there's lots of people out there who are in a position of change or in a position where they want to change, they want to improve things, might not really know how to start. So I just wanted to give a few pointers today and start with that. So you're not happy with your life, you want to change things for the better, you're not too sure where to start. Well, hopefully this is the vlog for you. There are obviously different levels to the above statement, but whether you're looking for minor improvements in your life or find yourself in a major hole and not too sure where to turn, the answer is the same. So here are my top tips to turn things around for the better and get your life back on track. So listen up. Any feedback, comments, write them below and I'll try and respond, but hopefully this will help. Number one, acceptance. Accept that the status quo isn't working and therefore there is a need to improve. To improve, you need a form of action. What do I mean by that? So by action, I mean taking hold of the situation, be willing to challenge the status quo and just do something different. And that brings me nicely on to number two. Once you've accepted that status quo is a path that you don't want to stick to anymore, then you arrive in a place of change, right? This is an interesting one whether at work or in your personal life, change scares the life out of some people. Well, don't let that happen. Adopt it 110%, as change can often be the best thing that happens to anyone. And let's face it, the status quo isn't going to improve anything for the better. So without that significant change, nothing's going to change. Besides, the norm is boring and predictable. Change is the unknown, and quite often, exciting and positive things come out of it. So make the change. So number three, get that feel good factor back in your life. And I'm not talking about materialistic things. A real feel good factor comes from within, and that's right, I'm talking about you. It's your health, it's working out, just to push yourself to some kind of inner improvement. The best thing for me about this point specifically by far, it's the most important process in life improvement, in getting to a point of improvement, and it doesn't have to cost you anything at all, not a penny. There are numerous apps and at home for home fitness routines that focus on the core strength and will get you well on the way to feeling better about yourself. That said, if you need more support, you can join a gym. I know some superb personal trainers out there that really do apply themselves and believe in the benefit that they can bring. If you want that extra support and you can make that, I guess you can afford to pay the cost to do so, then that can be a great way to do it. An alternative is find a buddy to actually go through this with and train with. The other thing is there's some great communities out there for working out. Three in particular, that I've sampled all of them and I've done one of them to death, is the Body Coach. I've read a lot of the material he puts together, but I follow him. Everyone knows who he is by now, but he's got some great stuff out there for free on how to train, exercise videos, how to eat healthy. If you can afford the small amount of money for what you get, it's well worth it. I mean, he'll give you an absolute full-on pack of what to eat to cover all nutrition, supplements if you want to do that thing, and the actual exercises as well. And if you look online at some of the results for the 90-day programs, absolutely incredible. One I absolutely love is the Freeletics app. I think I've mentioned it before. You can get a free version. I think I pay very, very little for the full version, where you get a lot more exercises, but they're personalized to an extent to the time I have available each week. But it doesn't require a gym. I can do everything at home, and from a cost perspective, I think it's like a month's gym membership, maybe not even that. Now the other one I'm not as close to anymore, but I follow him on Facebook and other forms of online media, is the 30 Plus Fitness. It's a UK guy called Mark based in Wales. I've read some of his material. I think what he's trying to do for the 30 plus male age group is phenomenal, and I think there's quite a lot of women following that now as well. But look it up. I'll put the links in below in the description, but check it out. Fitness starting from within. All of your improvement has to come from that. If you can't master that, everything, I'm not saying it's going to be impossible, but it's certainly going to be a lot harder. So get that with that inner self mobilized, happy, feeling healthier, and that's an amazing start to what you can do. So number 4, fitness is now back in your life, but you've got to pair it with healthy eating, and I touched on nutrition earlier on the number 3. A better diet will maximize everything you're going to do from a fitness perspective. But not just support what you're doing from a fitness perspective. It's going to help your skin. You're going to shine through your skin much better. It's going to improve your sleep, and generally, for me personally, if I can control what I'm eating day to day and I'm eating healthily, just that sheer control I've got in my life makes me feel good. And I think one thing in any type of self-improvement is control. You've got to be able to control a lot of things on your life, and it's a really good starting point. So you can put the effort into fitness, put the effort into nutrition as well. Again, there's huge amounts of information out there. There's lots of free stuff from some of the fitness gurus that I mentioned below. Number 5, again, it's such an obvious one, but sleep. This is more important than most people realize, and it's a simple one for me, and I'm not going to dwell on it. You need to be aiming for 8 hours sleep. It's been proven, science backs this in everything you read. But I'd say reality, 8 hours sometimes, especially with family and kids, it's difficult. But worst case, try and get your 7 hours sleep. And again, if you're being organised, you know what's coming on the next day, you know what time you've got to get up, then get yourself to bed early enough to give you that time in bed. Number 6, get yourself organised. There's nothing more disruptive in life than being disorganised. And lack of organisation structure is going to potentially derail all of the above things. Plan your days and weeks from when you're going to train, what you're going to eat, track any improvements, track positive changes in your life, and set yourself some goals. Number 7, this is a difficult one, or can be a difficult one, but you've got to surround yourself by positive people and those that are going to support you. Anyone who isn't, and I'm not saying you should park them from your life forever, but if you're trying to change your life for the better, you need to have a break for that period of change, and keep those negative type people away from you. However you need to do that, I strongly suggest you do. And it sounds really harsh, but these people who are naturally negative or only have a negative view on life are only going to bring you down. Easier said than done. And obviously one of the most important people in this, if you have a significant other, is having their support. So make sure they support you. Explain to them what you're trying to do. Tell them you need your support. And if you can, try and get them to hit this journey with you. Chances are, if you're not eating that healthily or you're not training that much, quite often your significant other is in the same boat. So you going through this process alone could quite easily motivate your partner. So get them on board, do it together. The eating side especially is going to be a lot easier, but you can motivate yourselves to train. If you've got kids, you can take it in turns looking after the kids while the other one trains, and making sure you give each other that time to achieve those goals you set during the week. And obviously with that in mind, when you set your calendar and you organise for the week, think about each other and each other's goals to make sure you achieve them together. And come the end of the week, if you have, then awesome, right? You're both going to be feeling better. So lastly, number 8, which is, it's not a huge one in terms of helping the day-to-day change and the inner you feeling better, but I do believe it's a big one just in general. So number 8 for me is knowledge. Increase it, challenge your mind, learn something new, read something motivational and happy, and there are some great books out there. Don't watch depressing programs. Don't get yourself into a depressing dwelling book, because it's only going to make you feel crap after it. So find something motivational, find something positive, keep that positivity in your life, and go and get some knowledge. Learn a language, learn something new about your trade, set yourself a new hobby, whatever it might be. Get into it 100%, because that will certainly help motivate you and keep you upbeat about things. Now, like I've said many times before, I'm not an expert. This is all from my personal experience and what I'm actually going through or have been going through over the last 6 months, certainly since March when I turned 36. Kind of been on a mission to change my life for the better and those around me, hence this vlog as well. But also I wanted to diarise everything I'm doing, hence this vlog, which is why you get a bit of a split between fun days out that I kind of just diarise to self-help type vlogs like this. But I've no doubt this isn't anything you haven't already heard before. There's loads of information about this. I'm just trying to bring you my story to help motivate you and trying to kickstart that change. You can't do this by halves. You've got to be all in and you've got to hit the above key points. If you can do that, trust me, it is a starting point. Not the next day, not the next day, tomorrow. Hopefully after reading this vlog, it's motivated some people out there. Break it down into the sections, jot down what you're going to change. Any questions, give me a shout. But it has worked for me and I feel 10 times better than I did, say, 6 months ago, both from a health perspective, and just generally all being alive. And I'm on a bit of a mission at the moment to reach all of my goals, which are very, very wide and different, but I'm going to try and tick them off one by one. You'll notice straight away improvements to your health, fitness, body, and ultimately your life in general. Just do it. There's so much negativity in the world at the moment. There's a lot of shit going on, which is very depressing. But no one's going to get us out of it other than ourselves. And I think if you can be positive, if you can change your life and you're positive, I absolutely promise you're going to influence others. And by influencing others, that's going to make your life, your friends' lives, your family's lives. And one by one, hopefully we'll get to the point where the world's a better place than it is now. Go out there, make tomorrow the point of change for the positive, and remember, no regrets. Just keep looking forward, keep positive, and I promise you this change will be the best thing you've done. Hit me on the notes or comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and I will look forward to bringing you many more vlogs over the course of this week. Thanks very much. Catch you soon. Later on.